You are exactly one decision away from a completely different life. But you have to stop making excuses to get there. Welcome to the No Excuses Network. Hit subscribe right now if you are ready to stop talking and start executing. Let's get into it.
Sawona Vusi.
My brother.
Unjani mfethu?
No. Ngiphila ngomusaba Nkosi mfethu.
Oh, amen, hallelujah.
Hey, tada.
So a few housekeeping rules. No, not housekeeping. Actually, a few complaints from my side.
Sure.
No, is it complaints? No, thank you so much for coming through. And I appreciate that you're a very busy man. I think this is what people say officially. Because we were meant to have this sit down since last year.
That's right.
Initially on the Hustlers Corner with DJ Spoo.
That's right.
And then you told me that you're kind of in and out the country, which I hope you'll speak to us about. And then we were meant to sit here on the panel show, and this is the third attempt.
That's
third
right.
time lucky.
Sure.
I thought this was never going to happen. Even today, I'm like, as this dealer net diva and he's not coming, and I was starting to get annoyed. I'm like, is this guy trying to send a message? Fuck this panel guy, actually. So some of my most watched videos on my channel, Penuel the Black Pen, mention you.
I know.
The first one being the one where I was dragging you on your voice.
I'm well aware.
I remember you posted it and you were laughing. And I was like, Vusi Thembekwayo speaks like this.
This is like early day pen.
Very early. I'm still crusty, but crustier than this.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you took it in good spirit. And two other videos were the ones where you and Usizwe Dlomo go at each other on Twitter, which I'm hoping to cover at some points as well. But
Sure.
more than anything, I hope in the way I've spoken about you that you realize I'm a huge fan. A lot of us, even the people that claim to be your haters, constantly watching, constantly listening. So thank you for coming through. I'm annoyed that you're a diva and you're busy, but I'm happy that you're here and it makes me so happy. And I'm hoping somewhere during our conversation, your accent will slip and go Pumi Swartville. Yes, where's the accent now? Vusi, welcome.
No, I'm blessed. So let me say the following, right? So I always say to people, like, there is nothing extraordinary about me except that I was raised to believe I'm extraordinary.
Yeah.
So when I see people who have the same inclination, I'm immediately drawn to them. So when I first saw your video all those years back, and I'm not like buying your face with this, and I'll tell you why this is important. When I first saw that video, the content was crap, but the caliber of the character, I was like, this guy's gonna go somewhere.
Thanks, bro.
And it's proven that, right? And here's why that's important. I think it took me a long time to mature into the space of understanding that uvusa engimaziyo akusiyona uvusa abantu abamaziyo.
Yes.
People have an avatar of who they think I am.
Sure.
Right? They extract from the minor interactions with me who they think Vusi Thembekwayo is. And, the systems one, systems two thinking. We love putting people in boxes we've already framed. So somebody has framed a box, you talk a certain way, you dress a certain way, they're like, and that's who you are now.
Yeah.
And you can never live outside of that box. And what I've enjoyed about your journey, and the reason why of all of the platforms in SA that have been asking me to come on, and it's all of them.
I can imagine.
Each and every single one.
I can imagine.
Yours is the only conversation I took. Yours is the only call I took. Was because I know that you are in a space where you can have a reflect conversation without deflecting. That's rare. Not a lot of people can do that.
That means a lot to me.
It's all love, man.
Coming from you. Thanks a lot, bro. My concern with what you're saying is, when people become celebrities, or to what you're saying, an avatar, you live in a cage and a prison, and you almost cannot be yourself.
Yeah.
Do you never struggle with that? Because like I said, obviously I'm joking, we laugh at how you speak and stuff.
Sure.
Do you never feel like you have to constantly look
A certain way.
like your brand, and you can never break out of character and just be vulnerable? I mean, I talk shit. I know sometimes you swear now and again, it's very rare, but generally you're very well kept and polished. Do you never struggle with this thing psychologically where you find like you're fighting the brand versus yourself?
I used to, not anymore. And the reason is, if you ever read my tweets, they signed VT.
Yeah.
That ain't me. I work for VT. I'm not VT.
Yeah.
VT goes to work. He has a mandate, things he's got to deliver and do.
Yeah.
and I work for him. And when I show up for work, I do that. Let me put it to you another way. So, I invest in like different companies. I'm CEO of a venture firm, right? And the other day I was having this conversation with my rabbi and I said to him, this is interesting. When we are looking for people to hire, we say we have a role.
Yes.
Isn't that what Hollywood calls actors?
100%.
In other words, when I hire Panu, I need him to play a role. I'm not asking him to be himself.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
So for me, that conflict was divorced when I realized that actually every single day, all of us are playing a role. If we taxi driver, you play a role.
It's a fact.
There are things you have to do to survive as a taxi driver. If you're a cashier at a Pick and Pay, or you are an administrator at a Home Affairs office, you play a role.
Yeah.
There are things you have to do to be effective at that. And so in my mind, I kind of went, these are just the things I have to do to be effective at this. I happen to be good at doing those things. Doing those things is not who I am. It's something I'm doing. And once I was able to divorce those two things, oh man, it was all chilled. Until then, it was huge conflict. I will tell you this because you'll understand it. It was huge conflict because I didn't understand why I was hated by people I admired.
Sure.
I was like, how the fuck does that work?
Yeah.
Like, I love my people.
Yeah.
Why would I be hated by the people I admire? Why would I be hated by people I want to spend time with? There are videos of mine that circulate on social media. People don't believe when I tell them. Mina ngiyagibela V12 chief, whichever one that's in the garage at the time. Ngishaya Kia and go look for his sport, is a god. It's my thing.
Sure.
My kids will tell you, like, Dad, don't mess with him. Nekota kebab.
Sure.
Right? I'm like, y'all do sushi? I mean, I go on Mr. Ding Tengi Koda. I'm that guy.
Sure.
And if they deliver it and it's got that lettuce, we're going to have a problem. There should be no lettuce.
Sure.
Gukota. Do you understand? Like, keep lettuce the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Ingena api lettuce gukota. That's me. So I know who I am. I know where I come from. I love that. And I'm plugged into that. And then I didn't understand when or how. For whatever reason, the people who, in the main, not completely, but some of the people in that space didn't identify with me anymore.
Yeah.
That was a tough, rough couple of years, man.
So the part you were saying about a role reminds me of a Kanye West clip. I don't know what talk show he was on, and he was saying young children have got all these huge dreams.
Yeah.
And when a child jumps on a coffee table and they want to fly because they're Superman, someone will say, teach your child how to act.
Yes.
And he was saying we're all actors and we need to break through the simulation.
Beautiful.
So it ties in with that, which is very powerful and it's real. Look, we're all born blank canvases, and over time we are put into roles and you almost get imprisoned. If you're a taxi driver and you want to be yourself, the passengers who are used to other taxi drivers who act will teach you. Akwenziwa kanje.
Absolutely.
Why are you opening the door for us? Why are you saying yes ma'am, yes, akwenziwa kanje?
Absolutely.
Bizwa ngomageza. Omageza abenzi kanje.
Absolutely.
Kwenziwa like this, and then you almost get forced. My fear when I study human beings is I think a big part of what's causing mental illnesses and depression today is so many people conflicted in their heads around who they want to be,
Yes, sir.
who they're supposed to be. And at some point, because I've got this imagination of a board of directors being your ancestors in your head, and they're always bickering. Because they want to dominate, right? And that's who your personality takes after.
And Ukoko was like head of
Ukoko was
the
like, hey,
risk and audit committee. So they was like, don't say that, Daniel.
Now but now you've got that board of directors in your head, which is your ancestors and your genetics you were born with. And now you're introducing new data. Number one, you're speaking a language they don't understand. Number two, you're in a space where you're trying to behave in a way that even they don't understand, and that becomes the conflict of them inside you fighting this. And I think that's where the clash happens. And
It's beautiful.
I want to try to figure out, do you feel, at least in your work, you've managed to harness the board of directors in your head? Have you gotten buy-in and this is what I was trying to, or is there still a conflict where they still like, look, siyazi umfana usemsebenzini, but as soon as he gets home, mela yothenga ikota, because that's all we understand.
Yeah, except that So no, there is no conflict because I don't see them as opposing ends of a team. I think they're a continuum.
Okay.
The one plays defense, the other plays offense.
Okay.
And depending on the strategy we're playing, different teams have to play.
Yeah.
Right. It goes to the way I speak English. I love hearing the criticism.
When did you start speaking like this?
My whole life. As
Never.
far as I know.
It's
but
impossible.
let me answer you.
Mommy, may I please have some milk?
So let me answer you this way, right? So if you like I've got recorded video content of mine. At 17, the first time I won the World Championship in public speaking. I've got recorded video footage of mine at 15 when I first started public speaking. I've got recorded video footage of mine at 13 when I had just won there was like a mini contest, and I won like a mini contest of, all the under 13s were doing kyokushin in that particular like part of town or whatever. And I watch and that guy is a consistent guy. There's no change there, right? So I think what has morphed over time, and I want to find the right words to explain it, so you must be patient with me.
Sure.
Isn't it we agree that you can be a bookkeeper and a chartered accountant?
Mm-hmm.
Both are in the same discipline, but there are different levels of proficiency.
Yeah.
Right. But to acquire those levels of proficiency, there's certain things they have to do to prove themselves capable of working at that level. Right. What do? I'm a global speaker. What does that mean? That means in a week from now, I'll be in Tokyo. A week after that, in Kuala Lumpur. A week after that, in Brazil. And everywhere I go, I am completely relatable.
Yeah.
So what South Africans say, he doesn't sound South African. No, because I'm a globalist.
Yeah.
I sound how I need to and have been trained to. This is important. You don't wake up talking like this.
Yeah.
I was trained to. This is why I'm the highest paid speaker in the continent. It's because when I land in Nigeria, I hit. When I land in Mombasa, I hit. When I land in Beijing, I hit. When I land in Los Angeles, I share the stages with the biggest guys you guys follow on Twitter and on social media. And every time I get off, they go, God damn, who's that guy?
Yes, you flexing, boy, but we feel it.
But the point is, it's because I take what I do seriously.
Yeah.
And if the choice is to choose between remaining who I was in the small confines of this environment,
Yeah.
and becoming who I have become in the broader context of the global environment, for me, that's not a choice you want to make because you're not going to like the decision that I'm going to take.
Sure.
So that's how I think of it. It's like, and by the way, I'm completely easy, right? This is why there are some people who I'm sure you've heard this criticism a lot. People go, how well you speak English is not an indication of your intelligence.
Sure.
Yeah. Who said it was? Because I didn't.
Yeah.
And I think those who say that are flaring up their own inadequacies.
Of course.
None of us, certainly in my experience, who spoke English in a particular way said, well, if you can't speak it this way, you're therefore less intelligent.
Sure.
My feeling is, and I don't want to be insensitive, but I think it's true, that those who were unable to speak English at a particular level of proficiency inferred of themselves to be less intelligent.
True.
But only you can make you feel that way.
It's
Because
not me.
it's not me. It's not me. It's certainly nothing I've done. Mina mawufuna sihlale sixoxe isiZulu bafo. Ayikho inkinga naloko singakwenza. Ngakhuliswa ekhaya mina kuthiwa whatever language you speak it properly.
Yeah.
Kungakho kunabantu who will listen to me speak isiZulu and then they have it's like the matrix glitch.
Sure.
Hey,
What's happening now?
Yeah. It's just because when I'm in the context, I understand the role. And when I'm in the context, I know what I need to do to be effective in that environment. I want to say something very quickly. It's not selling out.
Because actually going to be my next question.
Let me tell you why it's not selling out.
Sure.
Because if it was selling out, then you would be going to work today to get paid.
Yes.
Right. So we can't choose the rate of our connectivity to our ethnicity as we've defined it. Ukugqoka kwami ibheshu does not make me an African. Nokukhuluma kwami isiZulu does not make me an African. So we must then define, when we say Panuel is an African, what is it that we mean? Because I can hate black people and speak the most fluent isiZulu. I can hate isintu
Yes.
kodwa ngisazi.
Ugqoka nebheshu.
Ngigqoka nebheshu kunjalo. Uyabona? By the way, I actually think this is perhaps what I call it the Vusi fault line. Like I always feel like I fit into this fault line of grayness.
Sure.
Right. You, by the way, are walking very fast into that fault line. So let me forewarn you. But I think that fault line is that South Africa doesn't have a template for us.
Yes.
So it's still trying to figure us out.